Bro, I'm getting flooded by information about anxiety now that my brain was forced to tackle the problem. And the first thing I have to tell you guys, this is the solution to anxiety. I will explain why. There's a very good reason why this is the solution to anxiety, why this is the way the justice system works, actually. I'm actually mind blown that, like naturally we find the solutions. But basically, to deal with anxiety, what you have to do is go outside. Just take distance. Alright? Obviously, sleeping would make up for a distance, right? But prison is very interesting to be the ultimate solution. You see, most people are NPCs. Don't be surprised if you're one of those people. They are balls of feelings, right? And what happens in order to make an NPC dangerous and hostile? They become anxious, right? Anxiety is actually the number one factor, almost like evil within society, where all the crimes, the source of all the crimes in society is anxiety. I mean, you can kind of see it. If it rhymes, it's true. All right. Which one is it? Is it society or anxiety? You don't know, because that's the point. That's anxiety and society came together nicely and destroyed each other, basically. So that's what it is. If you cannot control your feelings, you are danger to society. It's very simple. It's straightforward. This is how the laws were created. It doesn't really apply to me that much, but it applied in that particular moment, that's for sure. Because I still operate on the same level. I don't identify myself as NPC, but I still operate at the same level, right? To actually change the level of operation, that's insane, dude. That's a whole next thing that I unlocked as well. Looking at the 4x4 improvement matrix. God operates on its own level. Imagine that. God has its own level of operation. That's fascinating. And I'm not talking about the God of the universe itself, the existence itself. I'm talking about the best human is the God. You should feel that there is somewhere out there the best human. Not Trump. Someone even better. Someone you cannot criticize. Someone with perfect reputation. I know where to look for that person, because I am godlike. If I dedicated myself to searching for God, I would probably find the guy, I would probably find him and expose him. But that's the point. Like, if I want to expose him, I would have to waste my entire life. If I just want to talk to him, I probably can find him in like 10 years. And if I want to feel his presence, I can just do it in 1 year, right? But nobody's going to believe me, even I will not believe myself, right? This is just how life works, guys. You have to find God, and God is actually a human being, and it's out there. And it's not called Jesus, by the way. He's alive, and he has to be alive. For this reality always has a God, right? It makes too much sense. Otherwise, it would be falling apart. I don't know. It would suck. I think reality in general, like, has to, like, for humanity to progress, it has to contain the highest level person, right? The highest person just has to exist. But that's a whole different thing. This is just something that happens in my brain. I unlock a new insight, potentially. I have to. okay? But that does not fix anxiety. So anyway, but yeah, it does fix anxiety because I take distance. That's it. I think I even like explained it some other time, but it was never like this. Like, if you actually do something stupid, it's probably because you couldn't control your feelings, and someone else has to peel you off from society and throw you, so you keep your distance, right? It's not even like social distancing. You stay away from invoking like bad feelings. But if you, now people should be looked at more carefully in prisons of whether they behave good or bad. This is where the justice system kind of falls flat, because that's all you have to check to some extent. And there should be different prisons for people who do business level crimes, political level crimes, like and God level crimes. Man, I don't know what kind of person you have to build. You have to build an entire country for that guy. If he misbehaves, holy shit, you have to build an entire Vatican City. Is that where the God is? I don't know. If I search for him, I would find him within my lifetime. It's so fucking stupid, but that's how it is. That's what it's supposed to be. It's like natural shields, right? The God is naturally shielded from me finding him when I just feel like I know where the God is, but I would have to do a lot of things. But it would be a lot faster if I worked alongside like-minded people. Then we would be able to find God in like 10 years, right? It almost would make it worth it. But it's still not good enough. We have to be able to be a force, an army. Then it's worth chasing God, because you can just do it in 1 year. You can just fucking build a project that like, let's go find him already. Fuck yeah, dude. And we find him. Sometimes you don't have to search, you just elect a person to be God. Sometimes you do. I don't know, this could have fixed someone's anxiety by teaching them the function of reality, bro. And, well, reality is confined. You can sort of just visually understand that reality has limits, like very, very clear limits. It wouldn't exist otherwise if it was boundless. Right? It's bounded. Yeah, everyone is anxious about like going into space. They're stupid, man. That's anxiety. All the space talk, all the science talk, bro, it's anxieties. They just want more and more and more. Right? You have to shut your fucking mouth, bro. Shut it. Also, one of the biggest key components that will reduce your anxiety is live longer. Alright? You want to live longer? That's how you have to think. You have to rewire your brain so you live longer, and you don't have to achieve things in the moment. You prioritize health. So welcome to LILAC Healing Series. Alright? Now you are welcome, because we are like-minded people. I just unlocked you a mindset that's required. You have to think, I need to live longer, instead of I need to live faster than other people. It's not very good, actually. It's not a very good mindset, the other one. Live faster? No. And probably we have to like focus quite a bit on this to truly appreciate that one is strictly better than the other. All right? What do you get in real life? You get a speeding ticket because you have a car and you have a driving license. That's crazy, dude. Wow. The policeman is flabbergasted. Please show me wow, you have one. You literally own a car, and you're literally going really fast right now. Oh my god. People are actually astonished that you live this fast. I do not own a car. I will live longer because not owning a car gives you that privilege to live longer. A lot of things like there's a thing called cancer. You might have heard of it. And cancer is very simple, actually. Cancer comes from not doing things, all right? Why does it come from? How would I know? Because the biggest crippling factor in reality is gravity, bro. This is the thing that cripples 99% of human beings. Just gravity alone kills most people without actually killing them. All right? Cripple. I said cripple. So this is the thing that will fucking nerf you the most. It nerfs all the human beings, and resisting gravity will help you also avoid shit like this. Cancer is like, well, like imagine a bodybuilder, but then he stops training and he just, all of this muscle is like eating itself. And what is the best way to eat yourself? You introduce cancer. Your body fucking produces a thing that eats your body. Will your body be able to discard the cancer when it's done eating your body? I mean, it's up to you. I don't know. Maybe things can get even worse. I don't want to fuck around with gravity and find out how it actually works. I will let other people make mistakes for me, okay? But that's what cancer is. Like, sounds like pretty good description to me. Now, people operate right now in rejection mode. So most of the stuff that I upload, that I make, is completely irrelevant to most people. Even though it's supposed to be relevant, but they have no idea how to fucking fact-check anything. And how to just keep an open mind. They're NPCs, they will never have an open mind. Okay? Unless they're forced to watch my video in some kind of way, because my video's flashy and has nuclear missiles in them. You know, my video does have nuclear missiles. You might want to watch that. So I don't launch them at some, like, who knows, man? Who knows how crazy it has to be for my videos to be watched and respected. But it is something that actually gives me anxiety. A lot of people have anxiety for, like, I am not popular enough. And they start doing stupid shit again. And unfortunately, again, like, you cannot force NPCs to care about you. Something stupid has to happen for NPCs to actually care about you. Like, your name has to be, what is it? Jeffrey Epstein. Your name has to be literally on fire right now. A person became popular because his name was Jeffrey Epstein. That's it. That's all it takes. It only takes luck to be popular, so it doesn't fucking matter then. It's actually not supposed to be a factor that you can even chase. It's all based on luck. You can participate in the contest of popularity. You can still be around popular people and try to talk to them, try to send them messages. That changes things, right? All of a sudden, now you're not playing the luck game. You're interacting with something that may or may not be important to you. If you want popularity, you're not going to get it by yourself. You will get it by talking to popular people, right? Trying to convince them to talk to you in public or whatever, like collab. That sort of stuff, right? I mean, a guy was like, on TikTok was offering a mystery gift or a fucking dollar. And eventually he's doing the same thing, but with Mr. Beast. He's collabing with Mr. Beast, and now he made it. He's popular enough. He's hanging out with popular kids. He got fucking recruited. So it's more likely that you will get recruited instead of get a viral moment. Right? You sort of have to chase recruitment. You sort of have to like showcase your skills to the popular people and try to impress them, basically. We're kind of living in a big talent show. Unfortunately, my ego does not give a fuck about popular people that much. I will not lick their boots. It's not happening. They don't like it anyways. But they pretend to like it. They don't know what they want. They don't know. But eventually they will be, you know. I mean, everyone is growing up. Eventually a popular person is going to be willing to like share spotlights, right? Like I'm seeing KSI right now, just also having his own talent show of like make me laugh. He even went into Britain Got Talent. Like he's part of the fucking crew now. I mean, it's weird. But again, you can see a lot of the problems can be killed with common sense. The common sense is just the unbelievably strong weapon for every problem that exists. All the problems seem to just like funnel themselves into one place and get wiped clean. And I've heard many times people who talk to themselves, which I am doing right now. No one's watching my fucking videos. I'm talking to myself. No one's typing in comments. Nothing, bro. I am talking to myself, essentially. But I'm obviously doing that in a whole next level. Alright? I prepare to talk to myself as if it's the greatest project of all time. The greatest presentation. I don't fuck around when I talk to myself anymore. Some people might still fuck around. I take it very seriously because that's where I solve most of my problems. My anxiety is talking to me, right? This way. You have to do that thing. That thing is the most important thing, and you planned to do it, right? And then it has to give you the fucking idea of like, you will live this many years. Oh my god. It has to add this on top of everything to convince you fully and utterly that you're fucked, basically. You're too old for this shit. But there's the counter argument, the exponential growth. If you do things correctly and you learn the right principles early, it's the principles that will carry you forward, not the fucking anxiety to do things. I'm not a doer. I'm not very good at doing things personally, so anxiety not very useful either for me. But fundamentally, I can just continue growing, continue improving myself, continue taking care of improvements first and happiness first, so I don't fucking miss opportunities to unleash my highest potential. It gets complicated, alright? But growth comes first and foremost. Nothing beats it. Alright, anxiety has to go fuck itself while I'm doing the growth. If I'm doing this video, it has to be made. There's no higher priority than this video right now. Talk to myself to solve this anxiety problem. There's nothing more important. Anytime growth is involved, anytime you have to learn a really important principle, there is no higher priority for anything else. Alright, everything else has to die, and this is one of those things that will kill. You know. So growth is a wonderful weapon for defeating anxiety. Alright. Again, if you are not able to defeat anxiety, you have to have layers of prison. So, distance, but it's also known as prison. All right. You have layers of prison. So maybe you have a balcony. Maybe you can open a fucking window, get some fresh air. Just go to the kitchen. You have to establish layers of distance. If one layer is not good enough, you have to activate a much greater distance. Then you go outside. Then you go shopping. Whatever it takes to keep greater and greater in distance. So everything resets, basically. I have to do this and that and this and that. Obviously, planning is great. We're going to talk more about that. Just plan. If you don't plan, then you will constantly try to remind yourself of the thing that you have to do, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't waste time like this. All right? You can't just waste time trying to remember things. But if it's really important, if it's gonna happen tomorrow, there's no solution to that. All right? You will have to be anxious because it's important. Right? It's basically happening. Right? So you must understand that you can plan, but there's one day exception. All right? If it's happening tomorrow, it's basically happening. You have to be fully prepared. That shit's different. But if it's happening in the future, yeah, that's why people like to do things the last moment. But that's usually when it actually matters. It's more of a pattern. It's more like muscle memory in that sense. If it's easy to knock out some pins, you do that, right? It should be highest priority to clean as much of the plan as possible, so just you get that out of the way. You're never bothered, like it never shows up the last day and all of a sudden boosts you, creates anxiety that it cannot be killed anymore. You have to avoid that. You have to solve problems before they become problems. I think we did our homework to some extent. I'll go and watch some of these videos, and I will get very mad watching them. Like, there's a lot of things, undone things, unfinished. What do you do about unfinished things? Because, like, but that's your life. Your life is unfinished. You're supposed to just live life, man. I don't think there's anything you can do. It's unfinished. It's like, it's great. One day, you might have enough time to actually do it. Right? They're constantly there. There's constantly things that are unfinished, which is great. You will have tasks in the future of what to finish in the future. I don't want to run out of video ideas. I want those video ideas to punch me in the face the next day, basically, to fill in content for like most of the days. That's pretty good. I'll take it. I'll take it, guys. I'll take the punch. They're sort of randomly sparse, but they still happen mostly every day. Mostly every day I'm uploading. So, I like finishing things when I have time to finish things. When it happens, it happens. And that's life. There's a lot I want to become angry, okay? I want to type in angry level 2 and become angrier. I don't have that feature, but I know it will happen soon when I have the time for it. All right? I should have time. But right now, there's a higher priority thing that I'm occupied with. Meaning that, I still have to wait for that first thing to be finished. The reason why there's so many unfinished things in your life, potentially, is because you only can do one thing at a time. You're doing one thing and there's like 20 billion things unfinished. There's one day a year, and there's like 360 days unfinished. This is how many days are unfinished, and this is how many days you finished. every single time a new year shows up, right? Well, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's a lot of days, man. It's overwhelming amount. So you shouldn't be overwhelmed. You should just understand this is how life works. This is a normal thing to be overwhelmed by all the unfinished things in your life. Of like, I haven't married, I don't have children, I don't have the best job in the universe. Those are unfinished things. Anyone can do it at any point in their lives. In fact, it's just better to have more of them, not less. Because you never know how fast you're going to finish. You don't know what the difficulty of the thing is, right? What if I can marry just like someone in 2 days? That would be scary, but it's realistic. It's possible. And I don't have to fit all the things in my life. My life can end today. Fuck it. Alright? So be it. I have to live my life in that fucking sense where like most things are unfinished because living life will finish some of these things. In fact, in the end of all of this, there's nothing but death. Okay, you finish the last thing and you die. Insta death, okay? That's how you have to think as well. You don't want to finish everything. You die instantly if you do. It's like you have done everything. The only thing left to do is jump into a pool of lava, basically. Because that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't done that, but you've done everything else. So, like, you have to be careful when the last thing is the one that kills you. That's usually how it works. Right? That's the last thing you can possibly do. That's the list of things that can kill you. You have to pick one. I guess I'll pick one now. I finished everything else. Like, you gotta be careful with this shit. Even when I'm making these videos, I'm like, I'm smarter every day. That's scary, bro. That's scary. I might solve all the problems. What am I gonna do then? What am I gonna think about? I will think all the thoughts. That would be so crazy, boy. I will have to force talk to other people at that point. I will not be able to shut up in someone else's ear. You know, think their thoughts instead of mine. Because I've done all my thoughts. This shit is way more scarier than anxiety itself. So while this is how the counter-anxiety looks like, this is how anxiety looks like. It ends everywhere, bro. Fucking hell, dude. I have this responsibility, that responsibility. It tears you apart. Because you want to do things really fast, but you're also, like, falling apart. You're feeling that entropy, boy. You know, the other people didn't do that one thing. Like, they're rejecting a lot of things right now. People don't even understand how many things they haven't done yet. And one of those things happens to be subscribing to my channel and watching all my videos. They haven't done that. They have not done that yet. My videos are worth watching. There's no fucking way they're not. They have to have at least 50 views. If they are not having 50 views, that means people haven't done enough things. We're not yet dead yet, you know? We're not close to death. I might be one of the last things people want to do, but, I mean, I don't feel that way. Am I? Am I the last person to be cared for? That would be crazy, dude. Anyways, let's figure it out. So, when it comes to anxiety, I will put just ants crawling on people's bodies, basically. I don't even know who has the correct, like, where's the correct thumbnail? They don't even have that shit. Like, I know that very well. Ants, ants, ants. I know that very well. This is the max. You can weaponize this. You can weaponize anxiety. There's one good representation of this as well, and it feels like ants. When it's very hot outside, you can't sleep. It feels like something is wrong. Something is crawling around and bothering you from sleeping. Heat. Heat is quite equivalent to anxiety. Alright? Because you need to cool down. You need to find your prison, basically. You need to find cool air. You have to take distance from heat itself. I mean, people even die from heat, and in emergency situations, you have to travel far away from everything ever. All right, to escape into a prison. Prison can be an escape. Now, obviously, anywhere is good where it's not hot, but that's the point, right? It's kind of prison mentality of like you don't want to do nothing. You want to do the thing that you want to do, but you're also not able to do the thing that you want to do. You're waiting for that thing. Just take distance. It's a mess. When your feelings are a mess, you gotta chill, right? And you have to focus on your health. That's the magical moment when the LILAC has to activate. All right? The magical moment where you just gotta chill because you have too much shit going on. And now you're activating the prison level. So here's my plan, right? Prison level activate if prison level 1 does not work. It usually works on me. Give me any prison. Even the thought about prison immediately makes me, appreciate. It makes me calm. Oh shit, I have to calm down now. But you also have to focus on health, right? While you're in the prison. So, again, go to the kitchen, go outside, go shopping, travel to a different place. You can measure the distance and figure out what level of prison you have to activate to save yourself from anxiety, right? But you have to notice that it's not working out. Your mind is a fucking mess, and you need to recalibrate yourself. You have to remind yourself how much time you have, how it's okay to have unfinished things. Like, you just have to think about stuff that I'm thinking about, right? Distance will give you that blade back, all right? You might even accidentally find ways to grow yourself when you perform this hack. What is anxiety really? Shut the fuck up, dude. It's a mess. Anxiety is a mess. It's feelings you can't control, all right? And they turn into bad feelings for other people. If you cannot control your feelings, you will try and get help. And unfortunately, people are not there to help you. That's not what they're meant to do. They'll try and control your feelings, but your feelings might be hard to control. Who knows, man? Who knows? You should take responsibility whenever you can. Of course. Obviously, there's different levels to it. So if you have a lot of responsibilities that are not your own, but you want to earn money, you have to wake up early. There's all kinds of slavery anxiety levels that I'm sorry, dude. I can't help you with that. I live a very chill life, and if you're forced to do something, there's no magic to it. You can only do it or not do it, and there's a spectrum of how much you want to do what you're doing, right? Just ask to fucking reduce the workload, and maybe things are not going to be so messy. You have to take distance. You have to say no. There's no other solution, bro. Anyways, maybe it also applies to stage fright, but I have no experience about this. I have not been on stage. I probably could dominate a stage because people mean nothing. These people who are watching it, they're fucking nobodies, basically. None of this means anything, right? It's almost like the quote from Jim Carrey. None of this means anything. He's able to do the silliest, goofiest faces because it doesn't mean anything. It's cool. The way it is, it's good enough, and all you want to do is not fucking waste your dreams and actually accomplish something instead of letting anxiety crawl all over you. Absolutely. Anxiety will crawl while you're on stage, while you're trying to do something. It will try to fucking freeze you with just like overloading your system. It just poof. You know, it explodes. And now you're turned off. You can't say anything. You're just frozen. Your body itself basically can activate a prison mechanism and wipe your brain clean. That shit gets pretty fucking tight. Oh boy. Anyways, that's as best as I can do. Let's go laugh at other people. Not me. All I'm saying is you don't have to fucking run the speed of light to be happy. Otherwise, you're just insane. Wait, there's more. Notification, checking social media. Those ants can come from anywhere. Anything telling you to do something is gonna be anxiety. And most people don't want to do things, right? But even like checking social media sometimes of like, man, they're all rich and famous. I have to become rich and famous and beautiful, and I have to post things. And anxiety just keeps on creeping, bro, because like, oh, it can come from so many places. And usually it all congregates to you're not good enough. And it's like, that's not true. That makes no fucking sense. Most people are definitely good enough as they are. Some of them just have to like continue growing, continue living life, and they will be better as like at the age of 40, they will be better at being human beings. But to say that you're not good, that's crazy, man. You don't want to have this idea, you know? If that's where everything converges, then it's a fucking lie. The whole vortex is a lie. And sometimes you will be the problem, unfortunately, because you will do the unthinkable. You will tell people what to do in one way or the other, indirectly or whatever. Even by flexing, you can tell people that they're not good enough, right? Don't do that. It's not a good thing. Don't do that too much, all right? It's indirect abuse. It's very interesting. There's one person that I think about all the time, and I don't know why, but he looks like he knows a lot about anxiety, this bastard. He named himself after the fucking weapon of mass destruction. I can't underestimate Minecrafters nowadays. They're kind of, limbo influencers. Like, additional package of influencers if you ever needed.
My name's Tim Box, and
He's literally named after a prison.
Just about whether or not I'm going to remember what I came here to say. You guys...
See, it's a little bit of a different situation. The stage fright is like, you have to go to the stage and do the thing that you accumulated. For me, I accumulated a bunch of random noise, and I'll vomit. Usually I'm successful at it. I'll just vomit. I'll just present my feelings about, or ideas, or the thing I found. Like, I would never be able to do TED Talks like this, but I would find a way. It's possible. It's definitely possible. I would just improvise, you know?
I'm going to agree with what
They're still just yappers in the end of the day. I would be able to do it.
And if I'm completely on it, let alone...
The unfortunate factor that anxiety has on your body is insane. And it's pretty obvious. Stress eats your body. When anxiety is overwhelming, it becomes part of stress. And stress happens to, you know, drain your energy very fast. Waste energy very fast. A little bit of anxiety is just a thought. Overwhelming anxiety is now a danger to your body, to your entire system. All right, and you have to mitigate that as much as possible. It is unfortunately, like, you go into the summertime, it's getting hotter and hotter, and you can only do so much. But that includes cold too, unfortunately. If you're uncomfortable, it will breed anxiety. And I personally, I like to be productive, okay? That would be nice. That's where I get all my powers.
Anxiety, I no longer suffer with it. Avoiding social situations. If I felt anxiety starting to flare up, I'd run away. I'd do all I could.
I mean, you can only defeat your fears by facing them. Yeah, a lot of anxiety is just like, I don't want to encounter other people, but at the same time, it is what it is. You just have to suck it up. You will encounter other people, and guess what? They don't want to encounter you either. They don't want to talk to you either. It's not a fucking mystery, actually. You're more likely to actually bathe in other people's anxiety than to have your own anxiety if you just a growing human being. You can outgrow everyone.
Don't get rid of anxiety by trying to get rid of it. Truth is, you don't get rid of anxiety at all.
Of course you get rid of anxiety. If we're saying anxiety is a bad thing, then of course we can get rid of the bad thing. The most important thing is that your expectations constantly rise. So if you don't want social interactions, all right, you shut it down. And then anxiety floods the entire area. You will never get this back because it's going to be too scary. Anytime you shut down something, you will have to fight back. Really hard to get it back. You know, but like one step at a time, it's unfinished business. One step at a time, you can reclaim the land. I was lost to fear, all right, and avoidance. It's completely fine to shut things down. It's just they will be filled with anxiety, with a lot of worry. The moment you try to fucking get it, and sometimes you just have to say to yourself. Remind yourself that things are not as important as you think they are. You can lose certain things and you'll be fine. A much more important thing is to push back and fight. Once in a while. Alright? Push back on something that you can push back. Not things that are completely overwhelming. You shouldn't be doing that. But you should just, live life and push back on things that are actually important. Again, while you're not living in speed of light, you have your bubble and you maintain your bubble. And your bubble naturally grows to include more and more responsibilities. But anxious people are the ones who fucking created 7 babies. Oh shit, where did that come from? They took too many responsibilities. And they can't fucking do everything because they don't have enough skills to do it. Never overwhelm yourself with too much stuff. If your life is already complicated as it is, you don't have to make it worse. It's especially true when you're being attacked. Then you just gotta relax. Anxiety is literally flooding in. You literally don't know how to react to all these attacks. Might as well just calm down and cancel a few plans and deal with this warfare that's going on.
Overcome those feelings. I've spent a large part of the last 10 years talking.
Look at that, he's professional anti-anxiety guy.
Anxiety stuff. What would that even look like?
What would it look like to not have anxiety? Even God is anxious. I know that for a fact. Anxiety is not something I can get rid of, but it should never win me over. In fact, my prison should actually be incredibly severe. If anxiety takes over, I should punish myself really hard. But I can, just think about it. Think about the punishment and maybe it goes away. But I do realize that I will have to build a very powerful prison system for myself. Why would God be anxious? Because he's not supposed to be found. That's the whole point. No one can comprehend God right now. The system is too simple to live in right now. Now that we have AI, you can feel we got one step closer to understanding who God is for all of us. God will not need to hide at some point. Right now, he's anxious. He doesn't want to talk to you. He wants to talk to people he trusts. Similarly to me, and I don't know, I don't feel comfortable talking to most of the people. And that's like the most fundamental version of anxiety. It's like, I don't trust most of the people, okay? You guys are stupid. The concept of God is quite interesting because a God is a person that can kill you very quickly, but also can just lift you up very quickly in life. He's the billionaire, you know? He's the person that can grant you your wishes. But at the same time, no matter how big of a billionaire you are, you can't just spread money evenly across the planet. You have to give money to the ones that deserve it. Mr. Beast style, I guess, but not really. Mr. Beast sucks at being God. Terrible God he is.
For example, this room would probably look empty.
If there was too much anxiety, that's what would happen. I definitely have enough anxiety to not do this. Or did he actually say, like, anxiety will disappear and then this room is empty? No. That's why they're here. They're anxious to actually see you. That's the whole point.
Anxiety is the feeling that tells us.
There is, unfortunately, the opposition, because God has to achieve flow state at the same time. So even though God is anxious, fundamentally, God is the most chill person ever at the same time. Right? Fundamentally, because of the way humanity is structured, God is anxious. But otherwise, God is the most calm person. He knows everything about everything. He has seen everything. He has lived through everything. Like, all that stuff. So he knows what happens. It's just like God also knows that bad things happen a lot right now. Very unsystematic things. Pitfalls happen. And it's almost better to be silent sometimes. There is a chance that God is watching my videos and is sending signals to other people who need to know that I exist. So it gets weird, bro. The possibilities are insane. But that's why you have to be social at least. You have to do something that the entirety of the internet can see. Then the God can actually look into your stuff and act accordingly, right? He might not want to talk to you directly, but he might want to send notifications to people that would matter in your life, that could change your life. See, the funny thing is, why would God open a bank account? Why would God open a wallet for you when someone else can do it? Someone more evil can open their fucking wallet and help you out, right? That's the whole point. God will send someone else. It's not worth opening his wallet. He might as well be fucking broke, you know? Just to not have to deal with all of this, like, decision making of, like, man, I have to give $1 million to this guy, to save them, basically, from sudden death. Fascinating how we had to employ God himself to talk about anxiety.
Qualifications.
Again, I know what's going on because this and that. All right? This and that. This clock tells me everything about humanity right now.
And it can very quickly.
You could ask, like, where anxiety comes from. Like, why would you have anxiety? Like, what's malfunctioning? You're running too fast. That's where the anxiety comes. Your difficulty level is too high of whatever you're doing. Sometimes it's unavoidable because you're under attack and you have to fight back. You're evolving against your own will, right? And I personally perceive an attack on a much deeper integrity that I have. Of like, I have to get $1 million, but how do I get $1 million? I can't just go to a job that will destroy me. I have to fucking manifest it. I have to make people pay me. Shit like that. Like, all of a sudden it becomes an entangled mess where one simple attack becomes a need to distance yourself, becomes a need to earn a lot of money to earn that privilege. And all of a sudden, like, all right, so what is the best thing I can do? Invent more things. Just keep inventing more things. At some point, people will not be able to ignore it. Right now, there's more anxiety than ever because there's so much ignorance and rejection. You will only not be ignored if you're like the best at something. Then it's very difficult to reject you and ignore you. But otherwise, fuck you, dude. You're just that random guy right there. Shut the fuck up. You're not the fastest man. You know, provably. Where everyone looks at like, oh yeah, that guy is the fastest. Everyone agrees that you're the fastest. Like, then they will talk to you. You're second fastest? Get the fuck out. Here's a trash bin for you. This is what breeds the most anxieties that you still haven't got in the first place, and unfortunately, you're never gonna get it. Only the dumbest people aim for the first places. Unless it's YouTube CEO or highest subscriber count, then I want it. I want it, bro. #1 most subscribed. But that's what Mr. Beast had to live through. He had to live through like endless sea of anxiety to get to the first place. By the time you want something, it's probably too late. Alright? By the time you want to become the biggest YouTuber, you should have been halfway already. So what can you do? Well, again, there's just some things that you should not worry about taking. You should just live a normal life and be happy with it. You're not to prove anyone wrong. You're not to flex on anyone. That does not give you any... There's no reward in it. And people talk to that guy because he was half-eaten by anxiety anyways. The path to the top is a deadly path. Unfortunately, I still go that path. I'm probably like the most intellectual person ever that can talk about any topic. Right? Any topic you can think of, I can talk about it because I just know how to approach it. There is something as a hack. You can hack the system, and by default, because the system is hacked, you're the only one who gets all the bitches. You hack the system, you fucking sprayed yourself with pheromones, whatever the fuck it is, that attracts women like magnets. Alright, like flies to a pile of shit. Alright, you become the shit. You hack the system, you get everything you want in that particular category. Like you hack some kind of Pokemon card game, and now you're just the legend. Because you found a secret way that's still legal, that's still allowed, a secret way to get claw to the top. This is the only thing you can do. If you find a hack, if you invent a hack, that's why you have to be an inventor. If you invent a hack, that's when you do it, that's when you get to the top. But you also have to calculate in your head if a hack is good enough to give you the first place, and then people will start talking to you. That's something. Now, there still might not be a lot of people who give a fuck about your first place, but if you have the right ingredients and you know you're going to succeed, it's worth going for it, you know? That's one of the greatest things in life, in a way. Like, just be the best, everyone cares about you. Let's go. If it comes easy, if it doesn't come easy, you're just gambling with your life. It's two completely different things. If it's calculated, if it smells like success, it's worth chasing. If you haven't hacked anything, sorry, dude, not good enough.
But what if we can't?
Yeah, sorry, I have to talk over you right now because video is boring. I don't know.
What if all of our attempts to GP, which is...
No, doctors are very good at treating anxiety because they give you sleeping pills of different flavors every day. They even enforce that shit down your throat. You have problem with anxiety? I know. No, they don't even guess. They just do it 100% of the time. You have problems when anxiety is the first thing that your doctor says to you when you wake up. all right? And then they give you sleeping pills, and then you start having troubles with anxiety. You start having problems with who am I? Where am I? Am I capable of anything at all? You become a floating nothing. Pile of poo-poo. If you over-treat your anxiety, you just fucking brainwash yourself at some point.
Nowhere near enough time ban of medicating anxiety.
That was the last option on his list? Holy shit, that's the first option in Europe. This is why we have, free healthcare, because healthcare is backwards.
Now, whilst I'm well aware, solve that problem.
No. Medication is literally this. It will shut down your ability to do things. What do you think medication is, magic? It will make you dependent. No, it will fucking cut your arm off and be like, well, you can't be anxious anymore because you can't even do that thing anymore. All right? That's what medication does, actually. If you have problem with productivity, you have to watch the energy levels presentation. Because there's only one. It's when you truly want to be productive, this is the line. But to touch this line, to enter the train, it's literally like entering train. You have like 10 minutes. You have like 1 hour maybe. When you wake up, you have 1 hour to prepare yourself for the train. If you miss your train, it's over. Very likely you will not be able to be productive that day. That's how devastating it is. All right? Ability to be productive is a precise fucking trick shot for that particular day. It's crazy. And I realized it as such. I missed so many shots. You know, everyone is missing shots. People feel defeated when they cannot be productive. It's fascinating.
Anxiety sufferers, there was a common thread. When asked what they felt most anxious about, the answer was generally how anxious they felt, and if it would ever stop.
Oh my god, bro. This is the vortex effect, this is the loop effect. It happens in more than just anxiety. But, bro, I send you prayers, my friend. That's the worst situation. But at the same time, it's the easiest one to heal because it's so fucking stupid.
Fueled by the idea that anxiety is an illness. Anxiety.
It's an illness, dude.
Is an illness. Anxiety is an emotion.
Bro, he's an expert. Anxiety is a disorder. What the fuck? That's a good word. Disorder, not an order. Yes, you might not like the word illness, because I don't know what that is either. Maybe it's the word killness. It kills you. Then I would be like, yeah, sounds good to me. Anxiety kills you. It's not an emotion. Get out of here. Bro is saying the same thing over and over again of like, well, we just have to accept this anxiety guy. Oh, well.
The other feeling we might have.
If I was doing this TED speech, I would probably let other people talk. You know, I would pretend to be too anxious to be able to talk. Let someone else talk about whatever, right? I'll find a clever way to like fish for other people to talk on stage. Because there's that stage fright factor and forcing a person to actually talk about something meaningful, right? And just seeing what happens, because they will have so much anxiety, but it will be like an actual visual social experiment instead of like just accept anxiety. Get the fuck out of here.
If we didn't feel anxiety, we'd be one emotion short of the full set.
Ooh. There's a lot of bad things that happen to you. With the right principles, you can build a shield, right? Against all the bad things. And bad things don't just go away. You can only cut them in half. It's whack-a-mole. It's try to beat a mole as much as possible. You can't kill the mole. All right? He will burrow himself back, and he will pop out when least expected. You cannot beat yourself up for not being able to defeat those bad guys. You have to acknowledge what it is. You have to talk to yourself about it. You have to express as much of that problem as possible, vocalize as much of it as possible, see which parts are embarrassing and which parts are generally concerning and should be concerning to everyone. Anxiety is just the name of the demon that
Every ship
lives
has a
within
captain.
you.
The captain.
The reason why demons exist is because of entropy. There's different reasons for entropy and destruction and disorder, right? They all have different names. Even more powerful if you can split the demon into smaller demons and see which one is bigger, which one needs to be worked on, which one needs to be stabbed in the face. Sorry, dude, I have too much anxiety of like, I actually want to talk, so you didn't get to talk. I let you talk anyways, but one last time, and the video's over.
Is your logical, rational. You know what you would want from.
Okay, this is valuable. Anxiety can block your thought process. This is why you need distance, right? When you have too many feelings and there's a feeling disorder, right? Like, your thoughts have to organize feelings. And your feelings have to go through in organized fashion. They have to be processed. They cannot be processed all at once. This is why I say you are living in a speed of light. You have to just slow down. If there's too many feelings, you're doing too many things. That's it. It's simple as that. Now, who's motivating you to try and seek greatness is a different conversation, right? But you shouldn't feel like you're giving up when you're no longer living in a speed of light. I mean, holy shit. We're all just humans. We're gonna die anyways. You have to make your life meaningful, all that jazz. I personally responded to trauma and I became a fucking asshole level intellectual, right? You will never beat me in any debate ever in your life. It's over. You have to respond to your traumatic experience. It is what it is. Trauma exists for exactly that reason, to tell you more about how reality works and push you to be much greater automatically, not in a fake manner where you just like chase fucking trophies or something. Because when people will want to talk about you being the fastest human, they will just talk about that in particular anyways. You're not going to talk to them about anything meaningful in that sense. Trophies are usually the most worthless things you can fucking get. And again, only when you hack the system can you go all the way.
The 30.
I don't know, he's just kind of tormented by the way we define anxiety. I don't see a problem. Yes, people do beat themselves up. But I think the biggest problem is prescribed importance. Alright? People are constantly chasing something. But you don't understand, like, they're also causing a lot of damage. They use rejection as a tool of giving themselves more free time, but it also kills their freedom in a way because they're not accepting opportunities. Like, people just don't grasp the concept of freedom even. You can do whatever you want, and if you prescribe too much importance on one thing, you're not going to be able to do all the other things. I'm just saying. See you guys next time. What if everything is equally important? It's a delusional thinking, but that's the only way against anxiety, is just to find those secret hacks. And that one also works very well. Everything is equally as important, but healing, health is the most important, and it's the easiest one to actually perform. And it also just says, well, anxiety is bad, stop it. Stop anxiety, okay? You can do it, it's easy. You know, like that's, you just have to have that run around of like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I should stop, I should just give up. Shouldn't fucking bounce from anxiety into depression because now, fuck you, dude. I can't do both in one video. See you guys next time.